A few months ago, a headline read, "Critics say Elon Musk has revealed himself as a conservative. It's not so simple." Turns out, it was indeed that simple. Tesla CEO spoke at a Pennsylvania rally with former President Trump, and according to new government filings, he has been pouring a lot of money, $75 million, into his super-PAC backing Trump's campaign in the last quarter alone. Joining us with more Yahoo Finance's Ben Werschkul, who dug through the filings to get the numbers here. So what stood out to you, Ben, in your reporting?
Yeah, so Musk is the big headline of this. It's one of the big final deadlines before Election Day for these types of campaign finance filings, and Musk gave a total of 75 million over the quarter. His first donation came on July 3rd, so 3 days into the quarter, and then it continued month after month. So it's 75 million over this month, up until the beginning of this month. And what's also notable is that he has kind of wholly taken over this organization. It's called America PAC. He is the only donor to this group, and it's a group focused on the ground game, especially in Pennsylvania. What Musk also announced overnight was that he's going to be in Pennsylvania for the next 5 or so days to give a series of talks. So he's kind of doing the ground game. He's funding the ground game, and he's also trying to bring out the voters them himself. So it's just the latest indication of how all in he is on this campaign. You mentioned the rally in Butler that he appeared at as well. A couple other interesting details that we learned today. Musk is far from the only a billionaire involved in this. Miriam Adelson, the widow of Sheldon Adelson, gave a bunch of money, $95 million. Richard Uline, who made his fortune in boxes and packing, gave another 50 million. So it's a kind of another indication of these all billionaires getting behind Trump and kind of giving a big stretch. It's not to say that Kamala Harris is slouching. Her big money PAC raised $633 million in this stretch as well. So this is a lot of big names behind it: Ari Emanuel, Melinda Gates, Lauren Powell Jobs, Tyler Perry, folks like that show up on that listing that are giving on that side. So it's a whole lot of money sloshing around the campaign right now for sure.
It's so much money, Ben, that I don't know if you saw this. There was this interesting New York Times article, and it talked about how Harris, for example, has raised $1 billion, and now actually, I don't know if you saw that piece, but some donors occasionally reluctant actually to give more, and you start wondering, with all this money sloshing around, does it have actually some unintended consequences in that respect?
For sure. I mean, it's a kind of a question, especially this year, of like, how many TV ads can you buy? How many ads can you buy in the Philadelphia market? It's already saturated. When you go there, it's just every ad is a political ad. The one area where there is a little bit of a shortage, interestingly, is the kind of formal Trump campaign itself. Obviously, these supporting groups, these Elon Musk groups, are very well funded, but the Trump campaign itself, and this is pretty unusual, the candidate is still raising money. He's still doing fundraisers in between his rallies, which you don't see. Kamala Harris has said she's done raising any money between now. So he's got a little bit to raise for the formal campaign. So that's one area where it's not. But to the larger point here, it's billions and billions of dollars stretching around, starting with the Kamala Harris $1 billion you mentioned.
And Ben, just curious, in sort of the modern election era in particular, does the candidate with the biggest war chest historically win?
Not necessarily. No, Trump had a sort of smaller war chest and won in years past. The other thing that's interesting about this is that with the smaller Trump campaign right now, he's outsourcing a lot of his stuff to Elon Musk. So the Trump campaign ground game, so to speak, in Pennsylvania is essentially this Musk organization. So it'll raise a lot of questions about how well that's going to work. So if he wins Pennsylvania, if he loses Pennsylvania, it kind of will raise a whole lot of questions after November 5th in terms of whether this was a good idea.
Ben, thank you as always. Appreciate it.
Good to see you.